Hello, YouTube. Welcome. Happy New Year. I haven't been on here for quite a while, and actually, this is my first live on YouTube. So, I am Wendy McMonigal from WM Design House, and this is Meet Me in the She Shed, where I create all kinds of crafts, floral design, um, home decor, you name it, and I create it. So I'm so glad that you're here, and let's get started. So today I'm going to show you how to make a custom flower vase using citrus. So the first thing that you need to have is you need to have two vases that one will fit inside of the other. I'm going to move this camera down just a hair. I think that's a little better. You can see a little bit better now. So this is about a 6-inch round vase, and this one's about 5-inch, and it fits inside of here just perfectly. So that is what you need to start your creation with your citrus vase. Now you can do this with lemons, oranges, grapefruits, limes, almost anything you can think of that won't turn brown. So I'm going to use, since it's almost Valentine's Day, I'm going to use the pink grapefruit. And I'm actually going to use grapefruit halves. I'm going to slice it. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to slice it. And then I'm still going to turn this down just a hair. There you go. You can see a little bit better. So I'm going to slice my grapefruit just fairly thin. You don't want it to be too thick because you want it to fit in between your two pieces of glass. And then if you want, you can cut your slice in half. So here are my whole slices that I have prepared. And then I have my half slices. So we're going to now take those slices and we're going to put it into our vase. So let's see here. We've got the vase. I feel like I'm cut off. I can't quite get the right. No, you still can't see. So I'm going to have to work on this so that I get the camera a little bit farther away and not so fine. So let me close this. I know there are comments on the right side here, you guys, and I'm trying to click it because I can see, but this is the first time I've done YouTube Live. I've always done Instagram Live, and I decided time to go to YouTube. So I'm just going to carry on. And then if you have a question, you can always DM me or you can send me a message through YouTube. So I am going to start with some of the halves, and I'm simply going to slide it in between. I'm going to turn this around, the two glasses, and you can see how it just falls. Now, I do have a chopstick, or you can use a straw just in case you want to change the placement a little. Maybe I'm going to turn that so it's more that direction. And then maybe I'm going to put another one kind of right on top of it. But you just use this tool to guide your slices. Okay, so I'm going to continue around. I'm going to do my whole first layer first. And then maybe put another one at this angle. And they can layer on top of one another if you want them to, or you can just do, single layer. Get creative. You can mix your citrus. You could do oranges and limes and lemons. You could just have a really good time with creating your vase. And then I'm going to put this over here a little bit more. And it's okay if there's a little space in between them. You'll just maybe be able to see some of the water through, which is great. The water's clear. Let's see. There we go. Poke it down. You can see that this goes rather quickly. And it's not taking me a lot of time, which is great. And it creates, got to put it inside the vase, not outside. You can see what a pretty look we're getting. Isn't that pretty? So I'm going to continue. I tried it earlier, to be honest with you, with the whole grapefruit. And I just found that they were a little bit large and that they just didn't quite lay as nicely as I'd like to. So I discovered that I like the halves better. Now, when I use a lemon, of course, lemon slices are a lot smaller. And so I used the whole lemon. I'm going to turn one right side up. So you got one right there. Put a little half right here. And look how cute. And we're going to fill this with some fun pink flowers. So it'll look really fresh and great for Valentine's Day. Because nothing says Valentine's Day more than fresh flowers, at least in my opinion. Okay, we are getting there. Maybe just one or two more and we'll be good. Push that down a little bit. You can see how perfect this little chopstick is working for me, which is great. And even if they come up over the edge a little bit, it's fine. So I think I'm going to move this little guy over a hair, and I'm going to cut one more slice, and I'm just going to take my whole slice, cut it in half, and place that in there. Push it down a little bit. Okay, so now you have your vase and we're ready to create our floral arrangement. So let me move some things out of the way here and grab my flowers. Oh, I sure wish I could see your comments, but I can see them underneath, but for some reason there's a block there that I can't get rid of. So I promise I will work out all the details before I do my next live. So the next thing you want to do is you want to pour water in your vase. Now, I pour water in the entire thing. So I put it in the outer part where the grapefruit is, and then I fill the center vase. This keeps the grapefruit fresh while you have your flowers in your vase. So just put a little bit around that. It's starting to rise, but as I fill this, you'll see that it will be perfect. Okay, so now we are ready. You can see, I'll lift that up. Looks great. And we're going to create our flower arrangement. So I chose just a few flowers this time, and I'm going to keep it kind of simple. I'm going to start with, I always start, I should say, with my greenery. I chose the seeded eucalyptus. It's very romantic and kind of sweet. So you want to trim it. You never want to have any greenery in your water. It contaminates the water. So you always want to make sure that the leaves are removed from your stem of your flowers. And we're just going to go ahead and find some more over here. So again, I always trim off the bottom and then check your length. Give it a fresh cut before you place it in your water. And just sort of do this all. Now, I don't want it to be too long because I don't want it to cover up all of my grapefruit. So I'm trying to be really conscious here. I just sort of want it to hang over in a fresh kind of romantic way. The seeds make eucalyptus quite heavy, so you can see it wants to droop. And I like the droopy look. I think it's nice. And so I'm just going to do this and maybe one more piece of the seeded euc. Let's find one that maybe will be a little bit more upright. Let's try this guy. Trim off some of the weight and voila. Perfect. Okay, now I have some regular eucalyptus. Some micro, and again I'm going to just trim and just sort of fill in your green base. It's still a little chilly out here in the shed, you guys, so I've kind of been putting off coming out here because this chilly weather, and it just makes my nose run and all kinds of things. Let's see, I'm going to move my chair out of the way so you can see. Okay. But I do love to be out here and create. It's truly my favorite place to be. Okay. So you can see I'm just creating this nice green base. So we're going to add a little bit more, but we're making good progress here. I'm going to move some of my, I've got quite the sun. Let me see if I can turn this. Oh, that's better. Now the sun isn't shining in anybody's way. Okay. getting there. Add a few more. Now, this does two things. Obviously, it puts your greens in your arrangement, but it also creates a base for when we start to add our flowers, that it holds the flowers in place. There are other things you can use. You can put tape, a grid of tape across your glass vessel, which creates a grid that holds the flowers. But this is a fairly small vessel, so I didn't think that that was necessary, and I felt that just the greenery would be enough to hold it together. So I'm going to just put a little bit more of this in here. And then I can always come back and add more, or you can take it away. So I think we are almost there. One more piece of greenery and we're good. Okay, so I think that's great. That's a great start for our greenery. So I'm going to move that back just a hair. Now we're going to add two kinds of, actually we're going to just add roses, but we're going to add two sizes of roses. So I'm going to add my large roses first. Let me grab them. And I want to show you a few of my floral tricks. Aren't they pretty? Oh, so beautiful. And you know, I went to the flower market this morning and I paid $2.50, you guys. Yep, you heard me right, for this dozen of roses because they're a couple days old and she wasn't sure how long they were going to last. And I said, oh, they're perfect for what I need and they look beautiful. So you want to clean your flowers. So again, I've removed anything in the stem that might be sitting in the water. I'm always going to remove the outer petals of the flower. So maybe 4 or 5 petals. Maybe 6. Okay. Now you can leave the flower like this. You can blow on it just to open it a little bit. And then you can, oh, I'm sorry. You want to give it a fresh cut on the bottom always. And on an angle is best. And then insert it into your arrangement. Now, I have another little trick. Let's see where to go. Okay. So let's say you want your flower to be open. You want it to look like this. I'm going to show you how to do that. So you start with a closed flower. And again, you remove any greenery or leaves. I'm going to remove them all on this one. And then remove my petals around the edge. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove 2 more. Now I'm simply going to start to fold my outer petals out almost in half like that. And just start with one and work your way all the way around. And this is how you open a rose. Now, if your rose is really, really tight, you can't do this. So you can either leave them in the house for a few days until they open a little bit, because they need to be somewhat open in order for you to be able to manipulate them. So you're going to do that. Oh, I am so sad, you guys. I cannot see these comments. Let me put my glasses on. Just got them. Oh, those roses are gorgeous. Thank you so much. Yes, I couldn't believe it, you guys. $2.50 for a dozen roses. Now, I am in Southern California near Los Angeles, and we have just the most amazing flower mart. So I am very fortunate that I get to go there. So now we have this open rose. So I'm going to trim that. But wasn't that a fun trick? Just fold your petals back and then blow on it. And look at that. Just gorgeous. So now we're going to put this in here. Now I pre-did a few because I didn't want to keep you on here all day long. I just wanted to show you the process and show you how easy that was. And then I will place them. So again, I'm going to give my rose a cut, and I'm going to cut it on the end. Now, sometimes, especially in the summer, I use a product called Quick Dip. And Quick Dip helps your flowers to last longer when you're putting them in the house or making an arrangement. And you simply just cut the end and dip it in. But I'm not using that today. The weather's cool, and I think we're going to be just fine. So I'm just kind of I always turn it as I work with it and try to see where I want them, what heights I want. I think I want one to be a little bit taller in the center. Let's see, maybe this guy. Yep, that works good. So I'm going to give it a little snip, put it in the top. I'm going to have to fill in a few other things around it just so that it stays in there securely. Okay. Keep going around, but oh, see how beautiful that is with just that touch of that citrus. Now you could even, if you want it, but grapefruits are large, so it would be a little bit hard to do with. But sometimes when I do this with oranges, I'll put the orange on a stick and then also use it in the arrangement, which is very pretty. Okay, so we're going to put all 12 of these in here. And these are Floribunda roses, which just have so many petals. So they're just gorgeous. They kind of almost open up looking like a peony, honestly. Okay, get another one over here. And let's make one more. I think I want one more, if you don't mind, that I'm going to turn into a rose, or turn into an open rose, I should say. It's already a rose. Okay. So I was working out in the garden earlier. I can't wait for spring. I've been prepping the garden for my dahlias and feeding my roses. So I know a lot of you can't do that yet because you still have snow on the ground and your weather is really cold. So we fortunately don't have very mild winters, but we have had so much rain. It's been such a blessing because last year we had like 0 rain. And so we were on water restrictions. So this year, I hope they don't tell me I can't water because I'm going to be watering. Okay. Oh, look at that. Isn't that so fun? I just love this. It just adds so much. So, oh, so pretty. Okay, we have one more of these big roses, and then we have some baby roses. I got some of my working out of the way. And I'm going to quickly open this guy as well. I should have done more of them before I had you on, but hopefully you're enjoying this and you don't mind seeing it done one more time. So we're going to fold down. And sometimes they rip a little bit, but by the time you fold the next one over, it's okay. Oh, yeah, these are just gorgeous. I wish I tried to ask the gal what the name of this rose was. I would have to look it up because she did not tell me because she said, I'm sorry, it's the last one here. Okay, so now we're good. I'm going to give it a little cut. And you can see that didn't take me a whole lot of time. Okay, so we are looking pretty darn good here. You can see that. And it looks pretty good from all directions, right? You want to always check all directions. And then now we're going to add some baby roses. So I just picked up some baby pink roses. They're pretty much the same color. And we're going to basically kind of do the same process. Now, I'm not going to take as many leaves off of these. And I am not going to remove, if there's a bad petal, you can remove it. But these do not require near as much work as the large roses. And these are called spray roses. And the reason they're called spray roses is because there's multiple blooms on one. So it's a spray of roses, not just a single bud. So I'm just going to pop that in and I'm just going to fill it in wherever I think it needs it. And you can see as we turn. So all in all, I would say that this arrangement, I had the vases. I did buy 2 grapefruits. They were $2 a piece, so that's $4. And I probably spent, by the time I was done, maybe $10 on the flowers. So for under $15, I was able to create this gorgeous arrangement. And you would pay a mighty fortune at the florist for sure. So I really encourage you to try your own flower arranging. And I will be doing a lot of it in the spring. I love to do all different kinds of arrangements. And on my blog, I also have one that I did with lemons. So you could always hop over to my website, which is wmdesignhouse.com, and you will find my blog there, all kinds of home decorating and DIY projects. And then I hope you like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So like I said, this is a new start for me this year, and I'm really excited to be here. So there you have it, guys. A gorgeous floral arrangement for Valentine's Day. So, or any day, actually, for $15, you could have one every week. So thanks for joining. I'm so glad that you were here, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye.